So picture this for just a second. Here you are using your computer every day, everything's working fine. And then suddenly something happens, a blue screen, a driver crash, and for whatever reason, you can't get back into Windows. Maybe you downloaded some malware, or maybe Windows just decided to crash on you. And the only way that you can get back up and running is to reinstall Windows. And if you're a Windows 10 user and you want to continue using it, there is a tool that you need right now, because eventually Microsoft is going to remove it from their servers. And then if you have a problem like this, you're in serious trouble, because then you're going to have to pay somebody like me to fix it. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to get right now while it's still available. And that way, if you need to reinstall Windows for whatever reason, all you need is a flash drive and a few minutes of your time. Hey everybody, my name is Scott Merrill. I've been in the IT industry for about 35 years. What I do on this channel is Windows tips, tricks, reviews, troubleshooting, and more. On this channel, we cover the what and the why, and then the how. So if that's the kind of thing you're into, definitely check out my video library. I got a ton of content in there you might enjoy. Also, one of the things I love doing for my viewers is making PC recommendations for those of you who are looking for a new computer but you really don't know where to start. There's a link in the video description. If you click that link, fill out a quick form. I will laser focus and find you exactly what you're looking for on your budget. It's 100% free. I'm happy to do it. Now that we got that out of the way, let me show you how to take a simple flash drive and potentially save yourself thousands of dollars down the road. And if you don't have a flash drive, I'll put a link in the description. You can have one shipped right to your door. Now you might be asking yourself, what's the big deal? Why do I need this flash drive today? Why do I have to create this flash drive? My computer's working fine. The main reason is if you don't have this installer disk right now, you are limiting yourself as far as the number of tools that you have or the ability to reinstall Windows, because the only computer you may have is now not working. Not everybody has a spare computer. Secondly, Windows 10 is coming to the end of its support in October of 2026. Even if you've enrolled in extended support until October 2026, Microsoft can at any time, once support is ended, remove the Windows 10 installation media off of their website. And how do I know this? Because they've done it for every version of Windows that they've had available. Going back to XP and Windows 7, Windows 8, those are all no longer available. The only ones that are available still are Windows 10, because it's still technically supported, and Windows 11. Now, if you've got Windows 11, you don't have to worry about making this installer disk anytime soon, and it still wouldn't be a bad idea, and I would definitely recommend following these instructions that I gave you today. But the Windows 10 users out there are the ones that are going to lose access to that software. And once Microsoft removes it from their website, you can't fix your own problem. You're going to have to pay somebody who has the installer already and can easily reinstall Windows for you. And for the cost of a flash drive and a few minutes of your time today, it can save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars down the road. So for those of you who have never done anything like this before, I'm sure you're going to have some questions. If you'll wait till the very end, I will try to answer those as best I can for you. So the first thing you're going to want to do is plug in your empty flash drive. Now, be aware, it doesn't necessarily have to be empty, but this process will completely destroy everything that is on this disk. So if you have anything of importance, please make sure you back that up somewhere else, or use a flash drive that is either empty or doesn't have anything on it that you care about, because again, it will be deleted. Now, this process is going to require an 8 gigabyte flash drive. You don't need a larger flash drive. 16 gig will be fine, so will an 8 gig. So there's no reason to spend that extra money. As you can see here, I've got it's plugged in already. It's drive letter E, and that's important in the process of the installation. Okay, so once you have your flash drive plugged in, all you have to do is go to Google. You're going to type download Windows 10 Media Creation Tool and hit enter. Now, this very first link that comes up is going to be a Microsoft link, and you can tell that because it has the Microsoft.com on the website here. So it should tell you download Windows 10 disk image ISO file. You want to click on that. Now, the next page that comes up is going to give you all of these installation choices, but I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. You're just going to scroll down until you see this part right here, create Windows 10 installation media. You're going to click download now. Now it's going to prompt you to download the Media Creation Tool software. Just click Save. Now in this case, I've already created it, but I'll just go ahead and download it again. And once it's downloaded, just go ahead and click on the Finished Download. You'll get this Windows 10 setup window, and all you need to do is click Accept on the license agreement. Now, here is where a lot of people make a mistake. The first choice here is to upgrade this PC. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is click this second box here that says Create Installation Media. Once you've selected that, click Next. Now, if you're creating this installation disk for this machine, the one you're on that has Windows 10, you can leave these settings because it's going to recognize what version of Windows you have, in this case Windows 10, and also whether you're 32-bit or 64-bit. If you want to change those options or you're creating this for a different computer, then you can uncheck this box and then you can select 32-bit, 64-bit, or both. But either way, they should be Windows 10 regardless because you clicked on the Windows 10 link. Now, in this case, I'm going to leave the recommended settings and I'm going to click Next. Now, again, this is where a lot of people make a mistake. There's two choices here for which type of media. Now, you can select USB flash drive, which is what we're going to do. And it says it here, it needs to be 8 gigabytes or larger. And the other option is to download an ISO file. And now, what is that and why do you need it? Well, the ISO file is basically like a CD, but in one digital file. And that would be handy if you had a disk like a Ventoid drive where you could put a bunch of ISO files on that and boot to that flash drive and then select whichever one you wanted. That is an option. I did make a video on how to do that. I'll put a link up in the description if you want to check that out. But for today's purposes, we're going to use the USB installer disk. And again, 8 gigabytes and you're good to go. So select USB flash drive and you're going to click Next. Now, this is also very important here, and this is why when I told you earlier that my flash drive was in drive E, it was for a very specific purpose, because now it's going to say, okay, where do you want to create this installer disk? And as you can see here, I've got a handful of USB connected drives. This one right here would be really bad if I wiped it because this is all my YouTube videos. We don't want that. So I'm going to select this E drive, which is what I verified when I plugged my drive in. It was drive E, so I know for a fact it's that new flash drive. You don't want to accidentally get the wrong drive letter, I promise you. It's happened and it's not a good thing. So once you've selected the correct flash drive letter, you can go ahead and safely click Next. Now the installer is going to take a couple minutes and it's going to say we're getting a few things ready and downloading the Windows 10 software. It's going to take a few minutes depending on your internet speed. No big deal, just sit back and wait. If you can follow these instructions to the letter, you'll be 100% fine. Okay, so as you can see here, the files have been downloaded. It took a minute to verify them, and now, because we told it what drive we wanted to use, it's creating that installation media. So again, sit back and wait. Okay, so after about a half an hour, the process is completed. The screen comes up and says your USB flash drive is ready, and all you have to do is click Finish. Now at this point, you can take that flash drive out of your computer and you're ready to go. So now we got the flash drive ready to go, and this is automatically going to be an insurance policy for you in case Windows crashes. Now some of the questions you guys might be asking is, why do I need to do this today? I've still got at least 6 months before Windows goes end of life. Well, that's true, but we don't know exactly when Microsoft is going to remove the Windows 10 software from their server. It could very well be on October 27th, or it could be 3 years from now. Regardless of when they remove the software, at least if you have the software ready to go and you want to keep on Windows 10, this is a way to guarantee that you're not going to ever have to worry about whether or not you can reinstall Windows. Plus, this installer disk gives you additional troubleshooting tools, which I've talked about in many of my videos before, that you could boot to this installer disk and be able to repair your computer yourself with just what's on this disk. Another question you might be having is, do I need to do anything with the flash drive before I get started? No. Again, the only caveat is if you are using a flash drive you already own and you have data on it that is important to you, make sure to get it off that drive before you start the process. Because again, this process completely wipes that drive. It doesn't care about your great-grandmother's photos or the pictures from when your baby was born. It's just going to wipe the drive. So ideally, you want to use a brand new flash drive, or at least guarantee that you don't have anything on here that you care about. You don't have to format it any specific way. Windows is going to take care of that for you. It's going to create that disk with the file system that it needs on it. Another question is, can I use any external drive? Does it have to be a flash drive? Well, you could use a portable hard drive if you wanted to, but that would really be overkill because the drive is going to be formatted with 8 gigabytes of data on it. And if you have, say, a 256 gig portable storage drive, that portable storage drive is going to only have the Windows installer on it, and that's it. So you're going to lose a ton of space. The best thing to do is just create that flash drive. They're super cheap, and I wouldn't worry about using any other drives. Another question is, can I create this on an SD card? I've had people ask me that before. Technically, I think you can, but I don't know how you can boot to that SD card in a Windows PC. I'm not even sure that's possible. I don't think I've ever even done it. So the best thing to do is avoid the SD card. Just go with the either flash drive or portable storage drive. Another question is can I make 2 of these or 10 of these? Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, I recommend it. I've got a handful of these laying around the house. And why? Well, because flash drives go bad. And the last thing you want is to have one flash drive that has this critical software on it that suddenly goes bad. At least if you have 2 and one goes bad, no big deal. You could actually make an exact duplicate of that flash drive using the cloning process, and now you have another working Windows installer. It's probably a good idea, especially when it comes to something that's going to save you money. Another question is, how should I store this? Do I just throw it in a drawer or whatever? Ideally, you want to keep it in a Ziploc bag, some kind of storage bag that seals up. What I do is I generally keep a couple in a Ziploc bag in my safe. You definitely want to keep it somewhere temperature controlled. What you want to do is just keep it clean and dry and safe and make sure that it doesn't get exposed to elements because it's a flash drive. Now, probably the most important question that you might want to know is how do I use this drive once I've created it? Well, that's a fantastic question. I've got 2 video suggestions for you. If you have not backed up your data first before doing this process, I would recommend clicking on this video up here. If you have already backed up your data and you just want to go ahead and wipe and reinstall Windows 10 using this installer disk, you can click on this video right here. Both of these videos are full walkthroughs showing you not only how to get your data back, but also how to completely reinstall Windows and save money on repair costs by doing it yourself. So I hope you found this video useful, and as always, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.